Hey, and welcome everybody. You should be watching this video the day before the bar exam. So for most of you, that will be Tuesday morning, the bar starts, and you should be watching this on Monday, sometime during the day. In any event, I assume that for most of you, this is a day of travel or that you had some travel on Sunday. And hopefully for everyone, it's a day of some rest and some focus. I know that some of you will be cramming, unfortunately, at the end and trying to put everything into your brain. That's probably not the most productive thing to be doing, and obviously, we've never been proponents of cramming, so I'm hopeful that you're watching this because you want to do something besides put another outline or another piece of information into your brain. The message that I sent today in our email series actually comes from the Old Testament in the Bible, a book called Jeremiah. And in Jeremiah 29:11, we're told, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I think that's a pretty important piece of advice today. That's really not my purpose in giving it to you, is to say that God has a plan for you to pass the bar exam. I hope that's so, but it's certainly not for me to know, and it's probably not for you to know either. Here's the reason I use this particular passage. I take great comfort in the knowledge that the God of my understanding has a plan for my life, and I presume also a plan for your life. Now, that plan may include passing the bar that you're taking this week, but frankly, it might not. And I think the point is, at this stage, you need to be comfortable with whatever that reality is going to be. In other words, you want to be focused on doing your very best over the next couple of days. You want to be clear, focused, straightforward about doing the work, giving it your very best effort. And there's no question about that. But at the same time, I think you need to have a type of inner peace here that says, I can't really do more than my best. I won't be able to grade the answers. I won't be able to make it magically turn from an incorrect answer to a correct answer on my Scantron sheet. I can't control the outcome. All you can control is your performance. And then you need to leave it up to God, the God of your understanding, the examiners, or some combination thereof, depending on your belief system, as to what will happen next. Now, the students that I've found over the years that I've been doing this that do best on the bar exam truly are the ones who are able to give it up at the end and say, you know what? This is not up to me. All I can do is my best work. The people who try to have maximum control at the end, who want to make sure that everything is just so, that they've got everything precisely done, they know everything, they've made one more outline, one more flashcard, one more mnemonic, it's all figured out for them. Those are the people that will struggle over these next couple of days and into the test. I can confidently assure you, after more than 70 bar exams that I have mentored students through, that there are going to be some weird things that will happen this week, no matter where you are or what you're going to be doing. There are going to be examiners that won't let you chew your gum because you smack your lips too loudly, or you want to bring water in, and by the way, you can't do that. Or some of you want to bring in your own papers and pencils and pens, and in some states you can't do that either. Many of you will have meltdowns around computer issues. As we're recording this year, there's the typical annual exam soft crisis going on. In other words, there is going to be drama, but here's the point. You need to just go with the flow. Just relax, take it easy. I'm getting questions today about things like, can I bring a watch in that's got a sounding beeping alarm? Of course not. You can't do that. Can you use the audible alarm in most states? Absolutely not. Can you use the timer on your ExamSoft software? Yeah, you can. Will there be a clock in the room? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You get the point. There's so many different things going on. A few of you who are handwriting are saying, can I write on every other line? Typically not. Can I bring liquids or food into the room? And the answer is generally no. Can I bring an extra power cord for my computer in? Yes. Can you bring in extra peripherals? Generally, no. Those things are all fairly obvious, and they're all covered for you by your bar examiner. So if you haven't checked all of that information, this would probably be a good day to do it. But my point about all of those examples is simply to see that the anxiousness grows really great at the end. And that's why I take you back to this passage from the Bible. I believe that God has a plan for each of our lives, and that plan may include you passing the bar, but it may not on this try. The truth is that we're given the promise that the plan is to prosper you and not to harm you. Now, I know that to many of you, maybe every one of you, the idea of not passing seems like it would be definitely harmful. But in fact, I've encountered some of the most gracious and incredible people who failed the bar and then ultimately passed or went on to do other things and to make great impact in their lives. One of my favorite stories has been that of a student that came to me after he failed the bar 8 times. He took the bar, and he passed. In fact, he passed with such a high score that the examiners were a little skeptical of how that could have happened. But since those years when he passed the exam, He has become an amazing resource to his community, to his law school, to the people who work with him, and to the many who were discouraged and had given up and he had sent our way. And I would say failing the bar 8 times for him had a plan behind it. The plan has in fact prospered him, and it's prospered those who've come in contact with him. I would tell you that you can't control what's going to happen for the next 2 or 3 days in terms of outcomes, but you can absolutely control how you approach it. And so what I would suggest on Monday is that you have a good meal, a good lunch, a good dinner Monday night. You sleep well, get to bed at a reasonable hour, turn on some white noise. If you brought your pillows with you, that's great. Have someone prepared to wake you up in the morning. Get up early on Tuesday morning, have a good breakfast, do some questions to warm up, and then get to the test center. When you get to your exam room on Tuesday, relax, keep to yourself. Focus on the work that you've got to do. Don't discuss the test with other people. Certainly after the exam, do not post-mortem. When the Tuesday morning session is done, put it away. You can't change it. Be an amnesiac. I don't remember anything. It's all over. When you go into Tuesday afternoon, do your best. And then when Tuesday is done, get back to wherever you're staying and review for multi-state on Wednesday. Put it away. You can't change it. I had a student a few years ago who was taking one of the exams. It was an older practicing attorney, and they were moving out of state, and so they had to take the bar exam in a new jurisdiction. And he was staying at a hotel with a lot of bar takers. He came out of the first day's exam, he said, and he was standing in the elevator. And all of these bar takers around him were all just chattering and nervously talking about what was on the exam. And apparently they did or said something that really got on his nerves. So just before he got off the elevator, he said something about, "Oh man, I'm sure glad I killed that trust issue on question 2. And of course, there was no trust issue on the exam, and he knew that full well. Well, he said suddenly there was stone cold silence in the elevator, and everyone was going, that to me was mean. I didn't think it was a very nice thing to do, but I understood what he was doing. He was messing with them because the postmortems are so ridiculous. Postmorteming, even during the test itself, is vicious, dirty, ugly, miserable, no good. There's nothing good about it. If you want to postmortem after the exam, contact me and I'll absorb your craziness. But the truth is, you should not be talking to anyone about what's going on in the exam. There is no need to do that. Keep your focus on what you can do. Keep your focus on what you can control. You cannot control the outcome, so don't worry about it. Just do your best. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. If you do that, one of the ways I think you can be nice and easy and relaxed is to know that there's a plan to prosper you. Throughout this video countdown series, I've tried really hard to balance some substantive material with some bigger picture kinds of things. And so I guess I end on the big picture today. There's a lot of little picky things you can do to get ready for test day. You can dress like a lawyer. I love that idea. You can bring all the right materials. You can have your admission tickets and a photo ID. There are people say, do I need an ID? Yeah, you do. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of trivia you can get caught up in. But in the big picture, what you're doing is you're offering yourself up to be a member of our profession. This is your chance to be a kind and gentle member of this profession, to make a difference, to have a seat at the table, to enforce and to prosper the rule of law, I hope. Someone that will bring credit to what we do as a profession. I have to say, I have great confidence in the students I've had the privilege to work with that they're going to be able to do that. I've enjoyed the opportunity to work with many of you, marvelous individuals, and I wish you all the best. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this series, and I hope it's been beneficial to you, and I wish you also the best on your exams. For everyone, I'd love to hear from you as you go forward, to find out your stories and the things that have happened to you, both before, during, and after the exam. But what I really hope for each of you is that you'll find that there's a plan for your life, and that this has been part of that plan. It was a part that prospered you and did not harm you. Now, after the exam, I'll be back again with a couple of thoughts about doing postmortems and how you analyze and evaluate the results. We'll share more information going forward. And then, of course, we'll start again for the next crop of students as they come into the next exam. But for those of you who are ending your journey with us today, thanks so much for being with us. All of us at Celebration Bar Review appreciate your interest and your confidence, and we wish you a great and successful bar exam.